Last award of the evening is the Clarence Kroupa Award, and I'd like to have Joanne Beeman come up and help me out. She was last year's winner. The Clarence Kroupa Award, Clarence is right down here, is for lifetime achievement. It's the highest award that NMEAC can give. And Joanne had a few comments, and then she can announce this year's winner.
It was hard to get a few comments out of Greg. Thank you, Greg. He's trying to get you out of here. I bet you're all warm. But I was looking back at when I got this Lifetime Achievement Award, and I was so touched by that. And so I was trying to review about my environmental, non-paying volunteer career. I was going to start out and tell you about our little house in Ada in 1946 that had a refrigerator and 2 lamps, but that was a long time ago. But what I want to talk about, just very briefly, is that it's hard to believe, but we did not get down to the bottoms of the oceans until after we had gone to the moon. And when we went to the bottoms of the oceans, one of the things that we found is that there were these great ridges, and these ridges were marvelous. They were like mountains, and they were with valleys in the middle. And we found out that the oceans, that the world is kind of like a baseball with ridges and around the whole ridge, and they call it a ring of fire, and it's this active, wonderful range of volcanoes, and that the seafloor is spreading, and it's moving giant tectonic plates around with our continents floating on top of it. And we didn't have a clue that that was happening, really, until about the 1950s. When I talk to young people today, there aren't a lot of young people who are even aware of that. They found out by dragging magnets across these wonderful seafloor spreading that magnetic fields reverse themselves every approximately 400,000 years with no apparent reason to predict when they were going to flip these magnetic fields. This is a new day. We have forces in front of us that threaten to destroy the planet. And while in the 70s, when we fought for the rivers and the streams and the air, when we went into the streets, we didn't send nice people to the tables who were dressed professionally and had a list of asks. That's spelled A-S-K-S, asks. We weren't professionals. We were a movement. And while it's necessary to be as nice as you can be, there comes a time when you have to engage in conflict. We don't have time to continue to be nice when the industrial complex and when the fossil fuel barons are destroying our planet. They are destroying our planet. We have to say no to fossil fuels. We have to say fracking and the promise of natural gas that is clean, safe, forever. It's a lie. And we have to learn to say it's a lie. The Subcommittee on Oil and Gas has just recommended that 5.5 million acres in the Mason and Pigeon River tracts be up for lease. Watch Dakota, watch Pennsylvania. And we have to be aware that the companies that are coming in here, the multinational corporations that are coming in here, and I remember being advised not to talk about corporations and not to be sound like a radical. The corporations are screwing over the people of America, and we have to stand up to the corporations. We have to say no. Anyway, I wanted to tell you, I read in Robert's Rules of Order just recently. I thought this was so good. I don't even like Robert's Rules of Order. I'm a consensus kind of green person. But Henry Roberts said, "Where there is no law, but every man does what is right in his own eyes, there is the least of real liberty." We must have laws that protect the people and protect the environment. Profit is made from externalizing and socializing costs and privatizing profits. and it's not going to stop. But guess what? There are some solutions out there. We have a beautiful Occupy movement that's growing and blooming. We have Agenda 21. I love Agenda 21. And out there, the people will say, oh, no, it's talk. It's like secret talk for a takeover of the planet by the UN. It is not. It is a group of citizens of the earth who've come together and made a plan so that we can live together on the earth. It's kind of like when the Union of Concerned Scientists did their warning to humanity. We have to eliminate poverty. We have to eliminate war. We have to have renewable resources. We have to do those things. Educate yourself and stand up and don't ask, demand your rights as a human being to life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and guess what else? Domestic tranquility. And there can be no domestic tranquility if your water is poisoned. So, that's what I got to say. And I hope the person that comes up isn't embarrassed. Okay, here we go. The Clarence Kroupa Award goes to, did I pronounce your name okay? Goes to Lou Coulter, Grand Traverse Conservation District. Are you here? Is he here?
So I'm not Lou. I'm Trace Derman. I'm the executive director. I took over from Lou. I often refer to myself as the new Lou, or for you kids out there, Lou 2.0. All right, so I heard a gentleman say earlier that Clarence Kroupa was a man of grace and humility. So for any of you who have ever met Lou Coulter, I think you can understand that he exemplifies those very highest values. Because Lou can't brag about himself, I'll be the one to brag about him. He had a 23-year career, and he spent that career really working behind the scenes quietly, as he likes to do, working with our local farmers to keep our local farms sustainable, working to keep the Boardman River clean and healthy, and the wetlands, woodlands, and wildlands of our region beautiful and protected for the years to come. And about 4 years ago, he created a legacy for all of us, and he built the Boardman River Nature Center, which has provided a venue for tens of thousands of young people and children to go out and fall in love with the natural world like we all have in this room. Tremendous legacy, and again, if he were here, he'd say it didn't have anything to do with him, just like Lou would. But that had to do with the staff and volunteers and all the community that rallied around him to make the world a better place. So as the caretaker of Lou's legacy, on behalf of Lou and all the people that have come together to protect the natural world, thank you so much. This is an amazing opportunity. I will hand this to Lou and thank him for all of you. So thank you.
And that about wraps it up for tonight. I do want to say, please take a black willow tree. Thank you to Archangel for providing these black willow trees. They're on the way as you go out. If everybody will take one and plant one, that'd be great. Thank you so much. It's been a great crowd. We'll see you next year.